Yes! What? No. I don't need more volume, do I? Can you guys hear me? Plenty good. If I keep at this volume, plenty good. Testing, testing. Is this it? This is it. Hi.
Yep.
There's still people trickling autographs and stuff. Oh my gosh. Hey, welcome to this panel and stuff. I'm gonna stay up here so I don't freaking destroy the room again like I did yesterday. Does anybody want an apple slice? I've got 2 left and I don't want them. Come on up and take them. I may have licked them both. I don't know. Well, there you go. Perfect. Get some sugar in your system. All right.
She could sell it on eBay too.
She could sell it on eBay. It doesn't actually have my saliva.
I mean, you could probably eat it, all collapse.
So yeah, you should probably eat it.
Yeah.
Now we share germs.
Yay! As long as it took you.
Did I hear music? Is that a phone ringing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Should I say some stuff I meant, or did you guys read the program?
You're in a lot of things. I memorized it.
Everybody, yeah. Say your favorite thing that I've done at the same time. Go. Yes, yes. Okay, good. I like these answers. Bianca. That's right. I like your casual Bianca. Does anybody have questions for me? I really am a really unprepared teacher. I don't have a presentation for you guys today. Today we'll be learning about the history of voice acting. No, we won't. Yes.
Okay, question. In Kenosha, which is fabulous,
Thank you.
did you do those high-speed rants in real time, or were they speeded up?
No, I did them in real time. The only time I think I've done any, like, that I know of the rant that was sped up was in Final Fantasy 13-2. I did like a rant about snow, and they sped it up and pitched it up as it was going. No, all the Sona stuff was, unfortunately, real time. And most of the time, it would just say, because she continues ranting the whole time when she's off screen, and just keeps going. And they didn't script that most of the time. It would just say, Sona keeps talking in the background. So we were just like, trying to come up with things. So yeah, there was a lot of caffeine and sugar involved during the recording process. Yeah. Yes, Joga.
How do you feel about the portrayal of Schrödinger in the Helsing Ultimate Bridge series by Team Force?
I haven't seen it. I just heard about it yesterday. I really need to see it, right? It's hilarious?
Yes.
All right, I'll look it up right after this, because I need to see that. I have a feeling I'm going to love it. Did you go like this, or were you fixing your hair? Well, come up with a question, because you got my attention.
I really like asking this question. I don't know why, but what was your weirdest fan experience?
My weirdest fan experience, I've said this before, and I still loved it, it was just rather strange, was somebody gave me a picture of Toru giving birth.
Oh God.
Like from the front, like not a side angle. Mid-birth. Yeah, it was interesting. Yes. What was my favorite animated voice acting? Oh, that's hard. I change my answer every single day, and I'm pretty sure if you go back and watch all the YouTube videos, I've said a different one every single time. Soul Leader, striking my fancy today. Yeah? Yes?
My friend is incredibly embarrassed to ask.
As he starts laughing, like, don't mention me.
What is your all-time favorite video game?
The game that you play that you voice the character.
Game that I've played that, oh no! Oh no!
Jada Proudmore.
Okay, well, I haven't played World of Warcraft.
Oh, what?
I know, which the reason I haven't is because I'm pretty sure I would never see the light of day again, ever. And I haven't gone down that rabbit hole yet.
If you played it, they'd have to give you the Jada Proudmore as a character.
But oh my god. That would be so freaking cool. If
I
you
know,
could make
right?
like a special player character just for me,
There
where I
you
was
go.
Jane Proudmore running around. I would definitely play. And I would be on 24/7. I'm a huge fan of the Dragon Age series.
Yes!
Right, so, oh man, when they come, because I think I've auditioned for every BioWare game that I've had the opportunity to, and just every single time I'm like, come on. So I went in and I recorded, they cast me on Mass Effect 3, and that was the first time I worked with them. And then they called me and said, we're casting you in Dragon Age Inquisition. And I was like, oh my god. And they said I was Bianca. And I freaked out because I knew who Bianca was and it was so epic for me. So yeah, that, and I really loved playing that game. I also really enjoyed playing Saints Row.
Yes.
Yeah, and I definitely made a boss that looked like me. I definitely beat up a lot of people with my own voice, and it was pretty awesome. Hi, welcome. Join the group. You guys are awesome, even though you're fucking... Sorry. Sorry. Next question. Yes.
Speaking of Saints Row, how was it like voicing the boss in Saints Row?
It was awesome. Whenever I record, I'm gonna stand up because I feel like so hidden behind this thing. See, but now I want to sit on the table and I can't because I'm afraid I'm gonna knock it over. Anytime I record,
Clean it up.
what?
I'm a maid.
You clean it up? Will you also stitch me up after I hurt myself falling off this thing?
Sure.
Yeah, when I recorded Saints Row the Third, I was cast after a lot of the voices that had already been recorded. I don't know why I came in so late to the process, but so Troy Baker was the first, the setup voice. So he recorded first, and all of us came in afterwards. All the other bosses came in, and we had to match his timing. Not for the whole game, but for like the cutscenes. And his way of speaking is very difficult to match because he really likes to ad-lib a lot of lines and put a lot of weird noises on the top of sentences. And it was like, I'm gonna shoot you in the face is the line, and he would be like, look, all right, I'm gonna shoot you in the face, and you have to match that stupid timing. And it's really good. He's really good, and it's so natural when you're hearing it, but it's so different than like what anybody else would do that I feel like it made us all better actors. We all, you know, I felt like I improved after doing that, but I hated it because it was so difficult. So in Saints Row 4, I got to be the first voice. So yeah, I made it really weird on purpose, and so Troy was texting me every single session like, I hate you so much. Thank you.
You're my go-to voice.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm partial, but I think she's pretty freaking cool, right?
Yeah.
I just love that what Steve did, Steve Jarvis, who wrote it, he made every boss, even though it's the same character, every boss has their own personality. And you feel like more connected to different companion characters based on which boss voice you have, or you know, like Steve would write in jokes specifically for us, so like some of the cussing that I have as that character were cuss words that I would throw out in the booth because I missed a take and he thought it was hilarious, so that he would put it as my character, which is pretty fun. And also, Mimosa Friday was something we had during recording sessions, so he put that into the opening scene in Saints Row 4, which is pretty great. I think it might have been Mimosa Thursday, he said, but it was still Mimosa Day. Yes!
What was it like being Toru?
What was it like being Toru?
Yes.
Oh, it was great. That was, let's see, when I started working at Funimation, this was a long time ago, guys. Dragon Ball Z was the first thing I did. And then Blue Gender, right? And then I can't remember which came first, whether it was Yu Yu Hakusho or Fruits Basket when I was cast in, but Toru was the first time I was like the lead in a show. And I fell in love with her so much, and I was so attached to her, and I wanted so very bad to do a good job, and I was so invested in that whole show. Every single session I would come in and be like, are her and Kyo gonna hook up today? I mean, what do they say to each other? I don't know, and I just loved it so much. Yes.
Why are you so awesome?
Oh, well, you know, Travis likes to say virgin sacrifice.
Oh. Oh boy.
No, you guys, you're awesome. Yes.
On tabletop, I know you just do a
Yes!
great, which you did an amazing job.
Thank
of
you.
allowing. And how is the shooting process when you do tabletop?
When we did Dread, specifically, when we did that episode, it was one day, and I think we shot for, oh man, it was a long game. It was probably like a 4-hour film, and it was so intimidating, because I hadn't really, okay, so I recorded this game called There Came an Echo, which is really, really fun. It's super cool. It's a voice-activated game, and it's the first time I ever met Will. And we were recording together, which is different anyway. No, most video games, you don't get to record together. Man, I really need glasses. You guys are so blurry. You don't get to record together, but I did get to record with him on that, and I was like awestruck because I'm a huge fan of his, and we just hit it off so well. And after our first break, we were outside like having a snack, and he's like, I just feel like we could be best friends. And I'm like, me too, man. And so he asked if I would come on tabletop, so I did. And I was like really wanting to do a good job. And yeah, I was so nervous, but it was super fun. And then when I watched the episode come together, I was like, oh my gosh. It was super intense. Playing Jenga, I'm not allowed to say that because it's a Tower of Dread, whatever.
It's the building block.
Right, it's a building tower, building blocks. Playing that game always gets me like super, like, anyway, and then this game is if you pull a block out, so has anybody played like dice RPGs? Well, you roll dice, and based on what you say you want to do, you roll dice and see if you can succeed. But in that game, you pull out a block, and if you pull out the block and the tower falls, you die! Your character's dead, and it's so stressful. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I mean no spoilers, but I'm awesome. But the second game that I recorded with him, Titan's Grave, which just came out last week. Has anybody seen that yet? Oh, it was so much fun. Okay, so it's Will is the DM, and it's me and Yuri Lowenthal, and Hank Green, and Allison Hayslip are the players, and we filmed that over the course of a week. Just every single day we were recording for like 12-hour days, and your brain is melted by the end of that, because it's just improv for 12 hours straight for 4 days. But it was so much fun, and I was so happy when the episode came out, because I think it's gonna be really good, and I love seeing all the animations they put in and the sound effects. It's really cool. You should check it out. It's on Geek and Sundry, okay? Plug. Yes, well, no, you first, and then you, Joker.
What is it like working in Tales from the Borderlands?
So awesome. I recorded on Wolf Among Us with Telltale first, and then they called me up and said, will you come in and do this voice? It was like, how long ago was that, a year ago, 2 years ago? And asked if I would do Fiona for their E3 demo. And they were like, you're probably gonna get replaced with a celebrity, just so you know, but we gotta have a voice in right now. I'm like, cool. And I did the recording session, and she was so cool, and I just wanted to keep doing the voice so bad. And then when they kept calling me to keep recording, I was just like, yes! And originally it wasn't Troy doing Reese, and he ended up coming in after I'd already recorded. I recorded all of episode 1, and then they rewrote it, and I recorded all of episode 1 again. And then Troy got cast, so they rewrote it again, and then I recorded episode 1 over again with him, and it was so much fun, and I love where that story's going. And I think it's kind of like The Underdog, because Game of Thrones is going on at the same time with Telltale, but it's so funny. If you guys like Borderlands, even if you don't like Borderlands, you should totally check it out. God, I'm just plugging like crazy. I should be a commercial. Oh, wait, I said you were next. Yes.
I know all voice actors have them. What is your most embarrassing booth story?
My most, oh man. I always think back to the time when I had an air conditioner vent fall on my head while I was recording Fruits Basket.
Oh, God.
So I was,
Did Toru at least once?
huh?
Actually, not in the door.
Did it? Well, there you go. I was recording in the booth, and I had, this is the worst way to record. I was young, you guys. So I'm in a stool, and it's a whisper room, so it's like basically the size of a small closet. So I'm sitting in the stool, and I have my feet propped up on the other side of the booth, and then I have the microphone. Normally you record and your microphone is here and you're just talking, right? But I'm sitting, and I have the mic pulled down so that I can record like this while I'm recording. And there's an air conditioning vent right above my head.
Oh.
That, it's like a block of wood, a really heavy block of wood to block the air from coming in the booth. And I'm recording, oh, you can't love it, kook, and it falls on my head and I cussed up a storm as Toro. I think it was in the Easter eggs of one of the Fruits Basket DVDs, I can't remember.
Oh, God.
Bloopers.
Bloopers, yes.
Is there a character you'd love to cosplay at some point?
Oh man, yes. Okay, so every Halloween, me and Travis, if we're recording Avengers on that day, we'll go into the session dressed up as Black Widow and Thor. So we've done that the last 2 years, and it was really fun. And last year, we actually got Troy involved, so he dressed as Hawkeye, and Fred Tatasciore put on the Hulk gloves and a Hulk mask. It was pretty great. There might be pictures on my phone. I might share with you guys. Yes, I want to dress as Fiona. Yes, I want to dress as Serana from Skyrim. Blood Rain. No, that would be weird. Yeah, I definitely want to dress as characters. I'm just like too embarrassed to show up in costume. I feel like you guys would judge me.
Scott, you'd be fantastic.
Yes.
What was when you were recording Soul Eater, you as manga? How was that experience and doing it with the cast of Soul Eater?
Well, that was the first. I think that was the first lead that Micah had when he got cast as Soul, and I loved his voice so much. Most of the time with anime, in fact, all of the time with anime, we record alone, so I didn't actually get to interact with the rest of the cast. But I was recording Soul Eater was the last show I did before I moved out to California, so I was flying back on the last little bit to record the finishing episodes of Maka. And so most of the time, the rest of the cast had already been recorded by the time I got to record, so I got to hear everybody. And that's like a whole different experience. When you're recording anime, I always want to be the last person, because you get to respond, and that's a huge thing, to be able to respond to other people's dialogue. Because it's such an empty thing if you're the first one, and you just have to hope that the scenes turn out well. And you trust your director. I mean, they're trained, they know how to make the conversations flow, obviously, but yeah, it's just, I liked it so much more, and everybody on that show is so talented. And Vic was so great on that show. Everybody was amazing.
Well, I just gotta say, you were the best on the show.
Oh, thanks. We can talk this. Yes?
Are there any characters that, if given the chance, you would love to voice?
Characters if given the chance I would love to voice?
Yeah.
Yes? All of them? Oh man. I said a long time ago that I really wanted to get cast in Final Fantasy, and that happened, and that's awesome. I want to be a player character. I'm hoping this will make it come true since I said it in another. I want to be a player character in one of the BioWare games. Just so very much. They're so talented. Those games are amazing, and I'm a huge fan, and yeah. Yes, yellow shirt.
If you had to pick your top 3 least favorite roles that you've done, would you be able to choose any?
Yes, but I'm not going to say them. Because I definitely have them. Yeah, no, I can't say that. What if it's like you guys' favorite and then it's my least favorite? No!
Just one of them.
No. There's like a camera.
Oh, come on, don't be a chicken.
Don't be a chicken. Peer pressure? What is this?
This is high
I
school.
won't
Get
do
used
drugs,
to it.
okay? I won't. Behind yellow shirt, because you had a question.
Don't be a lemon. Be a rosebud.
I haven't played any of the Persona games.
I was just gonna say, how did you do your
Oh gosh, that's one of the games that actually I had no idea it was going to come together so well, because so many times when we were recording, I wouldn't hear anybody else around me. Like, we would record that and I would literally, so it's that studio, it's like a monitor and it's just, oh my.
Whoa.
It's just, yes, come in, escape that screaming. It was just line after line after line of just Rise. So I wouldn't even see everybody's lines around it. And I would just record it and be like, oh, I hope this works. I mean, they told me what the character was like and I came up with a voice and they liked that, so we stuck with it. And then later on, as the games progressed, I started to get more dialogue around all of her stuff. So after I'd recorded the first game is when I started to get a feel for all of the other characters as well. So it was an interesting process, but I really love the way it turned out. I may not have played the game, but I did watch a lot of cutscenes on YouTube. I like to watch the dialogue, see how it worked. Yes?
Are there any memorable moments during the recording of Borderlands?
Well, I've only had 2 recording sessions. Most of the time with Borderlands we record on our own because the way that the games are with Telltale, I don't know how they do it. There's so many different options that the game can take depending on which thing you choose to do. So with every dialogue path, it'll be like, here's the conversation, and here's your response, and here's this branch, and then here's this branch, and then here's this branch, and you've got to record all of that, and then go back up to the top, and then jump down, and then go to that branch, and that branch. So when you're recording with another person, it's just like really time-consuming. But I did get to record with Erin, who plays my sister, and she's so good. She's so good, and it's always weird, because with me and her, I was recording next to her, so I couldn't look her in the eye. And my brain wouldn't wrap around the fact that the voice that she was doing was coming out of her body. It felt like they were playing it in my ear and she was somewhere else, because she's just so talented. And then I recorded another session with Troy, which luckily I've gotten to record a lot with Troy, so it's like recording with my brother at this point. And so we were playing off each other with the recent Fiona dialogue, and I got to stare at him right in the face because he was right across from me. So we always try to one-up each other. Me and Troy have an ongoing competition to see who can get the line right the first time, you know? So each session, like, he'll record before me and he'll be like, I got through 300 lines in an hour, top that. And so I'll go in and I'll be like, oh, come on! And so I'll like try to do as many lines as I can too, and like, well, it's just, he's my brother. That's really awkward, but yeah.
Did you anticipate that Fetch would be so well received and get her own Smash?
No. I was super thankful and super excited about it, but yeah, I didn't know that Fetch was going to be. That's another thing. When we filmed that, because that was mocap, right? They actually used our likenesses for those characters. She looks a little bit different. She looks a lot like me, though. When we filmed it and when we were finding out what the storyline was going to be, we actually flew up to Sucker Punch, up to Seattle, and we hung out with Nate and Billy and all of the Sucker Punch guys and talked about where we thought the characters, what they would do, and where he was explaining where the story was going to go, and we were helping to like figure that out as well. And then when we started filming it, started doing the mocap, we kind of, you know, with a lot of games, they end up getting less of an amount of time to work on it than they think. So Fetch got removed from a lot of the storyline, because she was originally in the whole thing. Yeah, and then it ended up being like her little arc and then the end sequence. So I was like bummed out because there was so much more to tell with her story. And so yeah, that's when they decided to make the first light with her. It was, her story is so amazing. And it's rare, honestly, in games that you get to play a character as, you know, like, there's not a lot of characters that are female that are so well-rounded. And so I felt so honored to get the opportunity to be her and to represent her. And she was really cool. I'd like to. Yes?
Claire, just let you say something about this voice.
Can you request that I say something in Maka's voice? Oh, well. Oh, and you're filming it?
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Are you filming now? Oh my gosh. Okay,
No pressure.
well, I'm kind of nervous to tell you this, Soul, but I know you don't like my sandwiches, but I love you. Oh, I love them. I really want to see them get together. Going back for Knot and seeing them like walk away together was so wonderful. Yeah, oh, with same time, oranger than you.
Between your roles of Marta and Sharia, who did you have more fun with?
Probably Marta. Yeah. Which is you guys' favorite?
Marta.
Sharia, Marta.
Marta, Sharia. I think I had more fun as Marta.
Dawn of the New World's skits were hilarious. Especially the stuff with Tedbury.
Oh my god.
Yeah, those games are so good. And I was totally shocked when I got cast as both Marta and Sharia. I was like, are you sure you want to do this?
Laura, too.
But yeah, I know, right? So weird. Awesome for me, but yeah, crazy. I said you were next?
One of your first roles was Marlene from Blue Gender.
Yeah.
And you did a great job at that. Is there any interesting stories from that?
Yeah, actually, that was the first show Funimation did outside of the Dragon Ball universe. So it was like a whole new beast they were trying to tackle, and they didn't know how to do something that wasn't crazy zany over the top like Dragon Ball Z was. So Chris Sabat, who was the director on it, decided that the only way to get the right environment was to record in the evenings and not during the day. Because during the day, Dragon Ball Z was going on, and Funimation at the time, it's since gone on to be far more professional. I mean, it's like, you know, it's like got 6 or 7 recording booths, I don't even know. It's this huge, huge place now. They moved offices. But at the time, it was just in this little office building, and there were 2 rooms that recorded. And I would show up in my pajamas, and so would most people, and we would like run around the office and like pop into people's offices and pop into the booths and just like make noises and like shut the door. I mean, it was crazy. Constantly pranking each other. So yeah, he wanted it to be more serious, so we did it at night. Only none of us could keep serious once we saw the bugs and how much they looked like, you know what I'm talking about. And so we would just start giggling every single time that we would have to say lines. And Chris, he is the worst about trying to get you to laugh before you have a line. So with ADR, it's beep, 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 dialogue. And he would talk right up until the final beep, like talking as Marlene and saying, they want to wrap us up like burritos and sing us the next instead of saying they wrap us up like dumplings, which I think was the line, which is already kind of awkward. Yeah, it was a really fun process, and I love that show. I mean, we did take it seriously. Don't get me wrong. I made it sound like we joked around the whole time, but
People get murdered left and right.
right when it gets down to it, I mean, it was intense. Bye. I love you guys. Thanks. Thank you, Maka. Yes.
Do you have any upcoming projects you could tell us about?
Yes. I am allowed to say, well, Tales from the Borderlands, 3rd episode releases in like a week or 2 weeks, right? The 23rd.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. Because I know they spend a lot of time getting those ones right, so it's far in between. And I am also allowed to say at this point that I am in Halo 5.
Yes!
So
Yes!
I'm a new Spartan. Yes. So yeah, that's all I get. But there's other things that I'm super excited about, and I'm not allowed to talk about it.
What?
But they're so good.
Can you at least give us a hint?
No. No, you will, because there's cameras. No, like that.
What camera?
Yes.
We have no camera.
Yeah.
Alright, can I get you to say a line in Raspberry's voice?
Wait, Raspberry, does she sound like this? Yeah, that was her voice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to say?
The line is, leave the first aid to me. I'll show you the awesome bandaging technique I learned in BE.
Whoa.
Leave the first
to me. I'll show you the awesome bandaging technique I learned in PE. Is that the line? Was that what you said? Did I memorize it?
Exactly right. That's
What?
Show off.
Yes.
Is there anything that you and your husband want to do, like as characters?
In what?
In voice.
Excuse me.
As jobs.
Well,
We want to work together.
you know, it would be great if we could be friends in something. Just if we liked each other in a game, that would be awesome. Because we always get cast as enemies. There was Binary Domain, if any of you guys played that. Yeah, we were love interests in that one.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was, yeah, that was great.
Which character would you say had the most trouble getting down or getting into?
I would say one of the hardest ones I did, as far as voice goes, would be Omachow from the Sonic games. It's high, right? And I was saying in an interview earlier that I did that voice in the audition, and after the audition, my voice hurt so bad, and I was like, oh, please, dear Lord, don't let me get cast as that. And then I did, and I was like, oh, crap. So it was like 4-hour sessions of, I think his voice was like up here. Yeah, it sounds terrible. But Jack Fletcher, who's the director of the games, had to he literally worked with me at the beginning of the session and told me how to hold my head and how to, because I'd never done a voice that was that painful before. And it really, by the end of the recording process, I had gotten it down, and I didn't think my voice was going to be gone at the end of everyone, but it was bad at first. Hard at first. Yes. Do I ever watch the animes that I'm in? Yes. Yes. Not all of them, but I marathon watched Yu Yu Hakusho, and I loved it. And I watched, obviously, Soul Eater and Fruits Basket and Kodacha. Yeah, so yes. Yes.
I really liked you in Saints Row series, especially when you sang the Opposites Attract.
Nice.
That was
Nice.
awesome. What was it like playing that kind of irreverent, insane character?
Great.
And how much did you enjoy it?
I think that's my favorite game that I've ever recorded on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just so much fun. And like I said earlier, Steve wrote the lines depending on which actor was in, so he would write lines that made sense for us.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. And outside of Shin, I can't think of any other character I've done that has been that just blatant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you ever see the episode of Nip Tuck when your husband...
When he dressed in drag?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, so what do you think about?
What did I think about it?
Yeah.
I think he looked good.
You ever tell him to, for Halloween dress like the...
Do I ever want him to dress up like that for Halloween?
Yeah.
You know, if he feels like it, more power to him. But no, I mean, he had a lot of fun on that episode.
Oh, yeah.
That was hilarious. But yeah, I'm not going to ask him to wear heels on a regular basis. He almost broke those shoes. That's a lot of 6'4" dude wearing a high heel.
Oh yeah, it's a big guy.
Any chance that we're going to do any more Shin-Chan though?
I don't know, man. I don't think there will. I know, such a bummer. It's hard because, I live in California now, so it's hard to record anything with Funimation. It was like, I went back for the Dragon Ball Z stuff. Actually, they recorded me in California, and I did the Soul Eater Not stuff, but with something like Shin, where it would be a weekly, multiple days a week recording process, I don't think we'd be able to do it. I know, it sucks. Thank you. Thank you.
I've been obsessed with Helsing and Schrodinger especially because such a cute little voice. What made you go audition for that character? Was it the cat ears?
I didn't actually audition for Schrodinger.
Did it?
They just cast me as Schrodinger, which is pretty cool. Yeah,
Did you like the character at least?
Of course I did. Yeah, I mean, if they offer you a role, you can still turn it down, and I still very much wanted to be him. It's just really cool if they just let you, they say, hey, we've cast you. You want to be this? Okay. Yeah, he's awesome, and he gets even cooler as the show progresses. Yeah, he's so awesome. Yes.
Have you ever finished the Fruits Basket manga?
I haven't, but I've heard things. Okay, I gotta read it. I'll read that after I watch Schrödinger Abridged, Hellsing Abridged. Yes, I should make a list of things I need to do. Yes.
Can you say your favorite Shin-chan line?
Can I say my favorite Shin-chan? I don't know if I remember my favorite, but I do remember saying, last went to the basement is a dead hooker.
Oh, damn.
They were playing CSI.
Yes.
Yeah, I can say anything you want as Trunks, because I am Trunks, so. Basically say how awesome I am, and I could kick all of your butts with my hands tied behind my back, no big deal. Yes.
Oh, God.
Out of all of the voices that you've ever done, which one would you say is closest to like your go-to voice?
My go-to? Probably like the Fiona Saints Row boss is like my go-to. That's the one that I most enjoy doing. I love being like the hero character that is also a jerk. Like the Vegeta type of character is the ultimate, because if you're just a straight up villain, you might get killed. Like in certain Full Metal Alchemist shows, I don't know. And if you're like sweet, then they don't really get all the snarky fun dialogue. Usually if you're the nice character, you're the straight guy and all of the rest of the funny stuff. So I like to have the fun dialogue too. Yes.
When you were playing for Dumpster Girl as Marietta, what was it like watching the footage? Do you see it as
Yeah.
you record? How did you feel about that?
Well, Gunslinger Girl I actually helped direct. So I had watched the whole series before we recorded on it. That show, oh my gosh. That show has my favorite opening sequence of all time. That song is amazing. And yeah, it's really, I cried. I cried multiple times. Not even in my own scenes. I cried in other people's scenes. Like, it's so good. Yeah, everybody should watch that. Yeah.
What's something you've been in that you wished more people knew about?
Koda-cha. I wish more people would have gotten to see that. We only got to do the first season because the show was so expensive to produce, because everybody talks like 5 times as much in that show as they do in any other show. But it was, I mean...
I just finished it.
Did you like it? That's right, I saw it yesterday online. Yeah, it was, that show was really good.
I want more episodes.
Yeah, me too. Yes?
You're saying that it was so expensive because people talk more. Does that mean, like, you guys got paid by the word?
No, I mean that, like, in Full Metal Alchemist or in Gunslinger Girl, right? There's a lot of gaps in between dialogue. So, to produce a 22-minute, 30-minute episode, you only have to get so many hours of recording. But with Koda-cha, since everybody talks front to back, basically non-freaking stop, the amount of booth time it takes was way more. So my line count in Full Metal Alchemist would be like, Lust has 22 lines in this episode. So I would have to go in for, 30 minutes to an hour and I'd be done. With Koda-cha, Sana had 500 lines in an episode. So I would have to, it took, just me alone was like 8 hours of booth time to record all of it. And then you'd have all the other characters in addition. So it was just a lot more expensive to make. And then they kind of didn't have marketing budget because we used all our budget in the booth.
Wow.
So, yes.
So you watched Soul Eater.
Yes.
Other than Maka and Soul, who was your favorite weapon in Meister King?
It's weird because Blackstar grew on me. I'm still gonna say Death, the kid.
Oh no! I don't know, they're all so cool! Ugh.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with him. Yes.
What was your favorite way that people messed with the kid? Session.
Oh man, I don't know. What's your favorite?
Probably when Patty's messing up the statues in the long hall.
That's my favorite too. Yes. Well, my first like fangirl freak out was with Jen Hale. She was, I mean, from the time I was like playing games in the 5th grade, I was playing Quest for Glory, Shadows of Darkness, and she was one of like the first people to do voices for video games. Like that, they didn't have a ton of people, and she did. I mean, to the point that I remembered her character name. I remember her voice that she did. Her name was Katrina, by the way. And I loved it so much that I would like try to look it up, and you know, the internet was what it was at that time, so it was harder to find things. And then she came back in my ears as, you know, Fem Shep in Mass Effect, and I was blown away. She's so freaking good. And that was before I moved out to California, and I hadn't met anybody, and so she was one of the first people that I hung out with outside of the booth. And I just had to tell her what an amazing job she did and how she influenced my choices as an actor. Hearing what she could do made me want to be a better actor. You know, and it's funny because so many people don't actually play the games that they do, and they don't realize what it turns out to be. And so she had no idea that it had been so amazing, and that what she had done with, I mean, she knew it was cool, she had fans, but it was really cool to get to tell her that to her face. So. And she's an awesome coach. She also taught me how to rock climb, and she's a really good coach. Yes.
Did you audition or get casted as Chun-Li, and did you enjoy doing that role?
Yes. And yes, when I auditioned for Chun-Li, I'm sweating up here, are you guys hot? When I got cast as Chun-Li, they couldn't say what the game was because everything's all secret. So I auditioned for it, and you had to sign an NDA, and it didn't say what the game title was, and it didn't say what any of the characters' names were. It just said like Girl A, Girl B. And so Jonathan Klein, who was casting it, he said, okay, so here's Girl A, and he slid the character art across the table, and I was like, holy crap, it's Chun-Li! Oh my god, I'm auditioning for Chun-Li! And apparently I was like one of the only girls that knew what she was auditioning for, because nobody knew who Chun-Li was. I can't believe that. So yeah, when I got it, I was flipping out, but also like really intimidating, because it was the first time that Chun-Li was going to have an English voice, and yeah, in the games, I think. She had one in the anime, but yeah, it was intimidating, but super, super cool. But the sessions for that weren't very long, because, you know, it's all short little battle lines, so it was amazing. Like Travis talked about how he got cast as Guile, and he really wanted to say Sonic Boom. He was so excited to get to say Sonic Boom, and then it came to it, and he said Sonic Boom one time, and they kept the take. Oh man, that's it? Yes.
Any chance you might play Chun-Li in Street Fighter 5?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you have any favorite characters in Tales from Borderlands besides Murder?
Oh, yes. Handsome Jack. Even though I get angry when people like would trust him and they wouldn't trust me. You got to play this episode.
Yeah.
Did you? That's awesome. No, he's so cool. He's so cool. And Chris Hardwick does Vaughn, and he's hilarious too. So, oh man. Yeah. Yes. Well, not originally. Originally I wanted to be a writer, and then I wanted to be a microbiologist. And then I studied theater in high school and realized how much I freaking loved it. And I thought what I wanted to do was film and television, and so I did that a lot in Texas before I moved out to California, like 8 years ago. Because the thing is like, in in Dallas, in Texas, there's not a lot of voiceover opportunities. I mean, there's Funimation, yes, which has a ton of shows. So if you're doing Funimation, you've got a lot of things that you can do there. But there's not a lot of other studios to work at. And so it didn't feel like I could make a career just out of voiceover. But then when I went to California, I realized that there's so many cartoons being made and so many video games being made that I could pursue that, so like just solely voice acting, and that's now what I love to do. I mean, it's so amazing to you get pigeonholed in film and they judge you so much, and it's so tiring to like audition for a role and you know, you didn't get it not based on anything that you did. You didn't get it because you look too similar to another person that was in the cast already, or you're not tall enough, or you're brunette, or you're slightly older than they think you should be, or any of those things. With voice acting, I can play Shin, I can play Lust, I can play a green-haired goblin, and it's all open. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Do you main Lucina in Smash Brothers?
I haven't played Smash Brothers! What? I know, I got called out on this yesterday. Sorry, but I need to play it. And I would main her if I did, and I will soon. Add that to my list. Yes?
What do you think of the Maka Soul pairing that kind of hit the web after Soleil came out?
What do you mean?
Like,
It's a ship.
A ship?
Ship, yeah. No, Soul.
I fully am on that ship. I'm sailing with everybody else. Oh yeah, I definitely want that. So much. I may have looked up pictures of them kissing. I don't know. I don't know. Yes.
Have you finished the Gunslinger Girl manga?
Mm-mm.
You'll cry again.
Oh, dang it, really?
Yeah.
God, it already made me cry.
It gets worse.
Oh no. Yes.
Did you finish Solia manga?
No, I haven't read any of them. I'm a jerk. What the heck? Judge me.
Manga is better than the anime.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that too. No, I've heard that.
You're gonna hate what they did to Chrono.
No, no spoilers. What?
It's just telling you to
Don't
brace
do like.
yourself.
But you'll like it too.
Okay.
Or like some other things.
They're both good.
All right. All right. Yes.
Besides Toru and Fruits Basket, who's like your favorite character?
Oh, I almost burped. That was a little bitty beard. 5 minutes. That's hard. I would say, I don't know, my answer changes every single time I'm asked this question. Every single time. Today I'm gonna say the boss in Saints Row. How about that? Yeah.
Yes, in Valkyria Chronicles, it was a game that covered a lot of different themes and whatnot, and without giving away spoilers, it's an emotionally impacting voicing role that I saw.
Yes. Yes, it was. That's one of those types of recording sessions that got to you in the way, like, you would start to feel bad about yourself. Like, I would start doubting myself as an actress because of the emotions that she's feeling, that it would, like, bleed into my own brain and think that I'm doing a terrible job, you know? Yeah, so it was a hard process. Yes?
With you voicing Lust in the original Fullmetal Alchemist and Brotherhood, how was it different?
Well, who's all watched it? Well, I stick around a lot longer, so there was more to do. How about that? And it was, you know what, kind of sucked, is I really liked in the first one how she came around, almost, you know, and you sympathized with her a lot more. But, you know, you can't beat that scream and fire scene. It's a pretty good way to go. Sorry, spoilers. Yeah.
If you could voice any video game character, who would you choose?
Ever?
Yes.
I mean, how many, yeah, can I be in, like,
You can narrow it down if you can.
Well, oh, there's Kat. I already said, well, I would love to do a main character, a player character in a BioWare game.
Like Mass Effect.
Yeah. Or Dragon Age.
Yeah, Dragon Age.
Ooh, I wanted to do that so bad. I can't say that. I may or may not know about games being made that I can't talk about, even if I'm not in them. But there is a game that is about to be made, and I want to be in it. How's that? And that's a good answer. Yeah. You guys can just imagine what it is. Yes.
I know it's not the first basket, but Yuki or Kyo?
Yay! Yeah. Right? I had his back. I was like, please, please, please let Jerry be cast because I love him so much and he's so good at playing those kind of misunderstood punk characters and he did such an amazing job in Kodacha. So yeah, I loved it. Is that a good answer? All right, cool. Yes.
Who's your favorite who's your favorite voice actor to play off of?
Ooh, that's tough. Ooh, I mean, obviously I love working with Troy. And because we've had, outside of Travis, obviously, that's the easy answer though. We've had, just because, he was in my wedding. So I can tell, I can imagine the things he's gonna do. At least I think I can, and then he always surprises me every single time when we're recording. He always does something new. And I love getting to play off of him because he really is so invested in everything that he's working on. And I feel like having the history that we do, it gives a depth to a lot of scenes that you might not have with another actor, because we already have a backstory, so. Yes?
I want to know how having Matt Mercer as the end is, and then I kind of want to know if you have a backup plan in case something happens.
Oh no! So the show Critical Role is another D&D show that I do on Geek and Sundry. It's on Twitch every Thursday night for like 3-hour streams. We play D&D live, and it's so much fun. So we played for like 2 years before we ever went on Geek and Sundry. I had never played D&D before that. And Matt, so I had no idea how good Matt was. I knew he was good, but I didn't understand fully how amazing he is. He does like 100 different voices, and he's so involving, and he's just like, I can't imagine, I don't understand how he can think so quick on his feet. No matter what we decide we want to do, he goes with it, and he's like, all right, you do this. And there's been so many times when we were playing, we did something, the whole game happened, and we would play for like 8-hour sessions before we started filming. So we would one day a month, it would just be from 3 o'clock in the afternoon until 3 o'clock that's 12 hours. 3 o'clock in the morning, playing nonstop. And we would finish, and Matt was like, oh my God, that was amazing, you guys, you're so cool. And he would start pulling out all these other things that he had prepared. And I'm like, what is that? What is that? He's like, you guys didn't go anywhere that I thought you were gonna go. I had 5 maps that I drew that you guys didn't use, and he had painted all these new figures and we hadn't used any of them, and I can't imagine doing all of that prep work for maybe running into something, and then we don't, and then you have to just think on the fly, and he has to pull out a piece of, a die and go, well, all right, here's this, I guess that represents that. Yeah, he's amazing. My backup plan, if something happens to Trinket, which I will literally sob on air. I can't even imagine. So Trinket is my bear companion character that I created, and I love him with all of my heart. He's adorable, and he gives expert massages. I think if he died, I wouldn't get another companion. I think I would switch and start going down a different path of the ranger, and I would see if Matt would let me start training in another area, because I can't imagine not having Trinket. I don't even use him in battle. I'm so afraid he's gonna die, which is the dumbest thing. You're supposed to have a companion character that like, oh, did I go overtime? Okay. That's supposed to like help you fight, and I'm so afraid he's gonna get hurt that I just like always keep him outside the room, and that's like, seriously, Laura, take advantage of the thing that you freaking have. I'm like, no. What? The lava! Oh my gosh. Oh, it was so scary. And then we almost fell off the roof, and he almost like fell. Oh, it's just been terrible. You guys should still watch this show. I know you're all like completely like, what the hell is she talking about? Yes. Without any spoilers, because you guys should play it, Spork. It was so much fun to record. Yes. Yeah, right? No, I know, the Spork scene. Yeah. Yes. Last question? Last. Or do I have time? Yeah, last. Yeah.
Does Travis ever give any snack talk about holding off?
So before we ever recorded that, he's like, hey babe, I want you to see this. I'm like, okay. So I have to go over and watch this scene that he wants me to look at. And it's, of course, that scene. And he's like, look at how cool I am. And I'm just looking at myself like, look at what I'm gonna have to freaking do. And he's like, yeah, it's gonna suck for you. So when I recorded it, I had to fly back to Texas. And he was, I think, still in California at the time, but I was recording it, and it was just painful, painful screams. And so I texted him during the session. I was like, oh, I'm dying. And his response was, ha 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 ha. So yeah. Yeah, he very much enjoys that happened. And he did look really cool. I mean, you know, Mustang looked like a total rock star during that scene. All right, that was it. Oh no! Well, come to the autograph signing. It starts at what time? 1 o'clock. And I'll see you guys here.
Thank you.
I used up the one, so I just want to sign off.
I can do it, yeah.
Because everybody is signing.